exploring key Philippine concerns like the People's Initiative and the West Philippine Sea. Good day everyone, good day viewers. By the way, I'm Glazel Angulilat and I'm with my co-members Miss Blissy Lico, Mr. Charles Gimao, Miss Diane Eliza Gonzalez, Miss Marian Gel Gadjano, Mr. Romer Gascon, and Miss Stephanie Grace Lansang, and we are from Bachelor of Science in Medical Laboratory Science, first year, Section F. Aims to convey these complex issues through caricatures. Expect a blend of humor and insight in our visual as we navigate these significant topics. So, let's start!
People's Initiative refers to the power of the Filipino people to directly propose amendments to the Constitution. It allows citizens, through a petition, to propose changes to specific provision of the Constitution without the need for congressional action. And this caricature clearly speaks about that issue. However, the question is it really for the betterment of our country and for our countrymen, or for the benefit of the people who sat with power? Nevertheless, I strongly disagree with this amendment. The people are obviously unaware of the purpose of the aforementioned amendment because they lack sufficient knowledge of the law and how it operates. People are vulnerable to fraud by strong individuals. People do not understand the importance of what they are signing for. If they appoint this issue to solve the problem of our country, well, I frankly tell you this won't solve anything. Instead, it will fuel conflict and divisions among people.
The People's Initiative stands as a direct expression of the people's will, providing a means for citizens to propose constitutional changes. It is a direct exercise by the people of the power to propose changes to the Constitution and to make law. This caricature stands as a disagreement to the said issue. Rather than focusing about the charter change or cha-cha, there are a lot more problems that are needed to be discussed with. The people cry for change, especially in the aspect of economic. People are anxious about the rising expense of products and not receiving good jobs in exchange for rising expenses goods. Instead of concentrating having laws that aren't sufficient enough, let's convince them to have laws that are beneficial to everyone.
This caricature represents a people's initiative, which means a form of direct democracy that empowers citizens to propose and enact legislation or constitutional amendments. It allows ordinary people to bypass traditional government channels and directly influence the laws and policies that govern them. Through the gathering of signatures and forcing a public vote, People's Initiative gives individuals the opportunity to have a direct say in shaping their communities. It promotes civic engagement and can serve as a powerful tool for citizens to address issues that may not be adequately addressed by elected officials.
President Bongbong Marcos acknowledges that the People's Initiative to amend the 1987 Constitution has been politicized. In an interview in Vietnam on Tuesday, Marcos says he has been in continuous discussion with both chambers of Congress amid their ongoing clash over the People's Initiative as he sees the issue is being politicized.
Napupunta sa ibang usapan at nagagamit na pampolitika itong issue na ito. So I have asked the leaders of both houses and again some of the best constitutional minds that we have in the Philippines to come up with a simpler solution that does not cause so much controversy.
Marcos further says he was not certain if the People's Initiative approach is still a workable option for his administration to amend the 1987 Constitution. This comes as the signature campaign for charter change via People's Initiative has caused a rift between the Senate and the House of Representatives. Even the President's relatives in Congress have clashed over the People's Initiative, with his sister Senator Amy Marcos and cousin Speaker Martin Romualdez figuring in a heated verbal exchange on the issue. Nevertheless, Marcos remains firm on his position to amend the economic provisions of the 1987 Constitution. He also expresses that the Senate and House of Representatives must be kept separate in the process.
The best analysis and interpretation that we have is that the legislature is of a bicameral nature, and therefore that implies that they will vote separately. So how that will be done now is what we are trying to figure out. Well, how will it be done so that both houses' role in this bicameral system is preserved, and that is what we are working on right now.
In 1987, the Philippines underwent a significant constitutional transformation through a people's initiative. Fueled by a widespread discontent with the authoritarian regime of President Ferdinand Marcos, Filipinos sought a democratic shift. This movement gained momentum after the assassination of the opposition leader Benigno Aquino Jr. in 1983 and the subsequent EDSA People Power Revolution in 1986, which ousted Marcos. In response to the public's demand for a more democratic constitution, the 1987 Constitution was crafted through a collaborative effort between the government and the Constitutional Commission. This inclusive process marked a departure from the previous authoritarian rule, reflecting a nation's collective desire for a political and social change. The resulting constitution ratified in a nationwide plebiscite established the framework of a democratic government and laid the foundation for a renewed sense of national identity and political stability in the Philippines.
In this caricature, Bongbong Marcos takes the center stage, delivering a speech that draws attention to a people's initiative. The clenched fists and raised hands around him symbolize our collective unity and shared determination in response to this initiative. As we observe, the inclusion of a judge's hammer adds a legal dimension, suggesting that the initiative may undergo judicial scrutiny. This may emphasize the need for us to grasp the intricacies of the legal process involved. Understanding these aspects becomes crucial as they hold the potential to shape the outcome and impact of our lives. The caricature serves as a reminder for me and others to actively engage in civic affairs, recognizing the connection between public sentiment, legal procedures, and the potential consequences of Bongbong Marcos' involvement. Being informed about these dynamics is key to making a meaningful contributions to our community and navigating the complexities of initiatives that shape our socio-political landscape.
In the year 2023, the situation in the West Philippine Sea intensified under the leadership of Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. His approach toward China was more assertive, contrasting the strategy of his predecessor, Rodrigo Duterte. The primary cause of tension was China's incursions, which led the Senate to offer the executive branch various strategies to handle these invasions. In response, the Philippines stood firm on its claims in the West Philippine Sea. The country strived to protect its territorial integrity without resorting to hostility. The Department of Justice presented critical steps for the Philippines to assert its sovereign rights over the West Philippine Sea. Moreover, the Philippines continued to assert its presence in the area. This was evident with the Philippine Navy ship BRP Sierra Madre, which is grounded in the area. Marines are stationed there to uphold Manila's territorial claims.
What we have depicted, the Philippines and China boats engaging in a symbolic struggle over the West Philippine Sea. The exaggerated clashes represents the real-life tensions surrounding territorial disputes. The Filipino people, portrayed peacefully fishing, highlight their desire for a peaceful livelihood. The intrusive presence of the China Coast Guard underscores the challenges faced by our people in their pursuit of a peaceful existence amidst external disruptions. It aims to draw attention to the struggles and complexities of the West Philippine Sea issue.
This caricature shows about the West Philippine Sea and the South China Sea. Sea often portrays the territorial dispute between the China and Philippines. It illustrates the tension over the claims to various islands, reefs, and waters in the region, particularly China's expansive claims and assertive actions in the area. And also, this caricature showed that China is planning to put chemicals in the entire sea of the Philippines to kill the corals and aquatic animals so that the Philippines can no longer benefit from it.
The West Philippine Sea and the South China Sea are shown in this caricature. The maritime conflict between China and the Philippines is frequently depicted. The conflict over territorial claims to several islands, reefs, and waterways in the region is exemplified by this, especially in light of China's aggressive actions and broad claims. This caricature also reveals China's intention to put down the Philippine Sea with chemicals in order to destroy all aquatic life and reefs, thus depriving the country of its natural resources. A territory claimed by several nations because of its strategic location and abundant resources in the West Philippine Sea, which is located within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone.
Tensions in the West Philippine Sea are escalating as China grows increasingly frustrated with the Philippines' unwavering stance in protecting its interests, particularly at the Ayungin Shoal. Renato de Castro, an international studies expert from De La Salle University, warns that China's aggressive actions could escalate further as it aims to assert control over a significant portion of the West Philippine Sea.
Lalala pa yan pag gumamit na talaga sila ng dahas. At posible yan kasi yung Chinese Coast Guard, unang-una yung capability nila, no? Yung mga ginagamit yung Chinese Coast Guard, tatandaan natin yung kasaysayan niya, no? Ang goal talaga ng Chinese Coast Guard, hindi talaga yung constabulary of the sea. Ang goal talaga ng Chinese Coast Guard, manakop.
De Castro emphasizes the importance for the Philippines to maintain its activities in the area despite the risks involved. He explains that while the Philippines cannot directly confront China's aggressive tactics, it cannot simply surrender its territory. In addition, De Castro cautions against China's use of violent methods and highlights the dangers associated with it.
Well, itutuloy pa rin natin. Hindi naman tayo pwede gumamit ng dahas. Talagang antayin natin silang gagamit ng dahas. At kung gumamit man sila ng dahas, talagang, well, let's prepare for the worst. No? Let's hope for the best.
According to De Castro, if the Philippines and China engage in a prolonged standoff, China may demand the cessation of rotational and reprovisioning missions and the removal of the BRP Sierra Madre, effectively forcing the Philippines' presence out of the area. He notes that the recent altercation may not yet warrant invoking the Mutual Defense Treaty with the United States, but mutual consultations have commenced due to growing American concerns.
Hindi pa armed hindi pa kinetic Pero naging concern na rin ng Amerika because this is leading to possible use of China by kinetic force. Kaya nga yung sa State Department statement, sinabi nila na there's already consultation going on, which is actually the Mutual Defense Treaty being already put into motion.
However, security analyst Romel Banlaoy offers a different perspective, advocating for serious dialogue between both parties to resolve the situation.
Napakahalaga na magkaroon ng friendly relationship yung dalawang bansa para ma-peacefully manage natin yung conflict dyan sa West Philippine Sea, lalong-lalo na sa dalawang areas na sa tingin ko ay red lines ng bawat bansa, yung Shoal at ang Scarborough Shoal. Not to mention yung Great Bank. Pero yan tatlo na yan ang pinakadelikadong area sa West Philippines.
Banlaoy believes that coordinated actions and discussions are essential to prevent unilateral activities and mitigate tensions in the area, as both sides are implementing law enforcement measures in the area. Romel Banlaoy points out that he was not surprised by China's recent actions at the Ayungin Shoal on Tuesday. He expresses concern that China's next steps could worsen the situation if not addressed promptly.
Baka magkaroon pa ng mas malala pang insidente sa naranasan natin ngayon. Kumbaga, yung naranasan ngayon ay the worst so far. Pero sa aking pagbabasa ng sitwasyon ay makakaranas pa tayo ng mas grabe pang insidente kung hindi natin mapipigilan ang mga respective unilateral activities natin dyan.
Banlaoy believes that invoking the Mutual Defense Treaty with the United States would only complicate matters further. According to the security expert, resorting to military alliance would not contribute to a peaceful resolution and could potentially escalate the situation, leading to further militarization of the issue.
Sa ngayon, ang problema pa lang natin ay law enforcement and political problems. We don't want this law enforcement and political problems to develop into a military problem, because if it develops into a military problem, that will really create violence in the area.
JP Nunez, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
West Philippine Sea has been a talk of the town for centuries already. But in recent years, both countries have experienced big fuss that has been resulting tension towards each other. Philippines-China relations have lately been dominated by the territorial disputes in the West Philippine Sea. Philippines has been fighting for our territory, which it should be. We all know how significant importance the West Philippine Sea holds, from natural resources to trades and shipping routes. And that is why China has been eager to get the territory from us. While preserving national borders is essential, cooperation with foreign nations is also necessary for additional advantages and win-win situations. Thus, even if China and the Philippines have different geopolitical and security concerns, they must interact as neighbors.
The China-Philippines has been arguing from time to time about whose territory the West Philippine Sea is, and the issue resurfaces once more. The main points of contention include sovereignty over islands, maritime boundaries, and access to resources such as oil and gas. Over the last few days, the tension rose again as this week's confrontation between the Chinese and Philippine ships in the hotly disputed South China Sea signifies a dangerous and unprecedented escalation of Beijing's harassment in the waterway. China claims nearly the entire South China Sea, while the Philippines maintains the shoal is located inside the exclusive economic zone in the waterway. Vietnam, Brunei, and Taiwan also have territorial claims to the sea.
And as we end the video, I would like to briefly summarize all the topics that we have discussed within this video. So for the People's Initiative, in the vibrant tapestry of the People's Initiative, the caricature emerges as a compelling symbol embodying the spirit of collective action and civic engagement. Much like a satirical sketch that exaggerates certain features to provoke thought, the People's Initiative unfolds with a unique blend of passion, resilience, and unmistakable Filipino flair. As citizens come together to shape their future, the caricature becomes a reflection of the diverse perspectives and colorful dynamics at play. In this democratic portrait, the strokes of unity and dissent create a vivid illustration of the ongoing narrative of a nation seeking to define its path through collective voice of its people. So for the West Philippine Sea, in the complex canvas of the West Philippine Sea, the caricature emerges as a poignant symbol encapsulating the multifaceted challenges faced by the Philippines and asserting its sovereign rights. Much like a skilled artist exaggerating certain features for emphasis, The geopolitical landscape is marked by heightened tensions and nuanced negotiations. The caricature serves as a visual commentary on the delicate dance between diplomacy and national interest, portraying the resilience of the Filipino spirit amidst the intricacies of maritime disputes. As the Philippines navigate these uncharted waters, the caricature becomes as a testament to the nation's unwavering determination to safeguard its territorial integrity and uphold the principles of international law. And that's it! Thank you for listening to our topics. And I would like to thank my co-members, which are Marian Jalgadiano, Romer Gascon, Charles Gimao, Blizzle Lico, Stephanie Grace Lansang, and Glazil Gulilat. And once again, we are from the Bachelor of Medical Laboratory Science, Section F. Thank you for watching. Bye!